and Sybil. Today we are going to be talking to Sam. She has an incredible story and she's just an incredible woman. She's been through a traumatic experience that not everybody has been through or even heard about. And so I think it'd be very important and informational to actually hear her story and how she dealt with it. So I'm super stoked to be speaking with her today and you guys get to hear it all. Trouble.
Start over.
Okay. Okay.
Stop! You're making me laugh.
Hold on, drink.
Your teeth are so white.
Oh, they're
My
like
God.
bleach all day. Not actual bleach, like the strips though.
The strips? Yeah, I should do that.
Oh.
All right.
Hey Sam, thank you for joining me today. I know you have a busy schedule being a full-time mom and a full-time model.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to do this. Yay.
Oh, I can't tell you how excited I am. So I want to know how you manage being a full-time mom and being a successful model at the same time.
So I have a really great support system, and all of my kids are in school full-time, and despite COVID and restrictions and everything, our children, our district, our kids go to school full-time. So it's time management during the school year. I work during the school day and I take the weekends off like most Americans. And then in the summertime, my parents really value time with their grandchildren, so they take them for the whole summer, and I have the whole summer. Yeah, they go everywhere. They do all kinds of fun things. So I get the whole summer to create content and bank content and
So you like save it all up and then post like and distribute it like timely?
Yep. Yeah.
That's convenient and smart.
Yeah.
What got you into modeling or who?
There was a girl I went to high school with. I won't mention her name. But there was a girl I went to high school with who said, "Hey, you should join Model Mayhem." I don't know if you use it or if you remember it. It's not really very popular, I don't think, right now. But I joined Model Mayhem, and I was approached by Signature Models. And then after Signature Models, I was approached by Playboy. Ooh. And then it just took off from there. So.
Well, that's incredible.
Yeah.
As being a successful model, what would be the advice that you would give aspiring models or models that want to start shooting or coming into this space?
Always have a contract.
Okay.
For everything. And even if it,
would you like get a manager for that, or
you can find contracts online, like basic ones, and then change the language as needed. But I would definitely suggest, if you aren't ready to have a manager, I would definitely suggest having a lawyer look it over. There usually is a fee for that, but it's
worth it.
It's business. It's to keep yourself safe. It's to keep the photographers or the stylists safe, and make sure that there's no content going out that you didn't agree to.
Absolutely. As for what you know now, is there anything that you wish that you knew when you first started that you had to learn along the way?
Checking for references with collaborations, whether it's with a model or with a photographer or any content creator. If you're you should always ask for references. Check a photographer's Instagram account. It's usually a red flag if they don't tag their models.
Mm-hmm.
So things like that I wish I knew, that I learned along the way. Definitely. And definitely keep the people who support you super close.
Absolutely. And you've also had several traumatic experiences that maybe some other models have also been through, or maybe they haven't even come close to that yet, or hopefully they don't. But will you tell me a little bit about those experiences and how you handled them?
There's a couple, but a couple really big things. The first one being I was almost 21 and I was working in a restaurant, and this person had emailed my business account to say they wanted to collaborate with me. And I said, I haven't heard of you. I don't see your work. I haven't seen portfolio. I haven't whatever, like, you give me all these references, no one can tell me who you are, so I don't think I'm comfortable working with you. And then this person found out where I was working, and they found out where I lived, and they were threatening to dox me, which is when they reveal your real information on the internet, which is a federal crime, by the way, for those of you watching thinking that's cute. It's not. So I ended up going to the police, and it turns out this person was a woman.
Whoa, okay.
And she ended up being deported because she was threatening me. She was blackmailing me, and for free content at some point, and the threatening to release my real information, where I worked, where I lived, and blah, blah, blah. I had to go to court. I had to get a restraining order. And then she ended up being deported because she wasn't really even supposed to be here. So
Crazy. And like, I wouldn't necessarily expect like a woman. I mean,
me neither.
like, women would like stand together and stand strong,
Yes.
but that is crazy.
Yeah, she even was like, I work for this like model management company. I was like, that doesn't sound right. Photographers don't usually work for a management company. So I called the management company, and they called me back, and they're like, no, please tell us all about this person. This is not the first time we've heard about this person. So I was able to like talk to them about that a little bit, and I wasn't the first person that this girl has done this to. So
What's crazy is like that you knew, like at least you knew to actually check your references, like how you said to tell the aspiring models to do that. So it's a good thing you did know that.
Yes. The second thing happens to me all the time. This has happened to me on 3 occasions. 2 of them were photographers who were upset with me for one reason or another. And then the third one, we'll get to that. So the first 2, these photographers wanted to work with me. I worked with the first one, and he was like, he took some, at the time I wasn't doing nude at all, but he had taken some nudes like in between, and he was like, I'm not going to post them or anything. I said, okay, cool, whatever. When I decided to do to release nudes, when I was like, all right, I think I'm comfortable going that far now, I used some of the images that he took, and he became very upset with me. And I was like, all right, I understand. I heard what he was saying. He's like, there was no contract between us, by the way. Always have a contract. So we, sorry, my cat's coming in here. So we, I guess he was upset with me for that. Anyways, I said, I understand. You're right. I told you I didn't want these released, so I'm going to remove them. So I removed them from my site, and I removed them from whatever, I think was Patreon at the time. I removed them from Patreon. And I guess someone told me his wife found out that he took nude photos of me, and he was like trying to keep it on the DL that he was doing that stuff. I don't know how true that is. That's just from a third party that I heard that from. But then he started demanding, because he said he took a bunch of film photos and sent me some films, the negatives, excuse me. and he kept emailing me demanding I send him the negatives, demanding I send him the negatives. I'm like, no. So I burned them. So I was like, you literally, this was part of it. You gave these to me. They are mine. Now you're being weird, and I don't trust you. So I burned them. And so he continuously reported one of my profiles until I was banned. I was deleted off of Instagram. I ended up being able to get it back after that.
How many followers did you lose?
100,000 at that point. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'd cry.
I did. I cried. I cried a lot. So the second one was another photographer who in the area has a lot of models who have accused him of assault. And so I said, I can't work with you because of that. It's in my best interest to not work with you. And he became very upset with me and started using, I guess, multiple accounts. And he was bragging to a model that you and I know. He was bragging to her about how he was doing that to me. And then my account was deleted again. And I lost 114,000 followers that time.
Oh.
I cried.
I'm about to start crying for you again.
I know. So I opened another account And at that time, I had 22,000 followers. I lost that account, and I didn't know why. So I created another one, and I got to about 25,000 followers, and I lost that one. And so I was like, I didn't know. I was like, what is going on? Like, I'm literally only posting images of me fully clothed. And there is never, like, I'm not posing indecently. I've learned to not put my hands on my legs at all because apparently it's pornographic. I don't put my hands on my chest at all because that's pornographic. This is an email I got from Instagram a long time ago. They were like, don't put your hands on your legs or on your chest or it's pornographic. I'm like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, but that's fine.
It's crazy, like, the difference between, like, the levels of pornographic that it is to certain social medias or even people. That's crazy.
Yeah. So a friend of, not a friend, I guess an acquaintance through Instagram who he has millions of followers was like, hey, this guy helped me get a couple of my accounts back. Maybe he'll help you. I said, cool. He helped me get one account back. He asked me for $1,000 and I was like, okay. So I paid him $1,000. It took almost a year for that guy to get my account back. And I kind of just wrote it off as a loss. I was like, I guess I lost money on it, whatever. It's an investment and it's fine. I tried. Well, it's too late now. Damage is done. And he ended up getting it back for me around Christmas time, this past Christmas. And it was like the day after Christmas. He's like, here's your account. And I was like, oh my God, thank you so much. He's like, okay, now you can tip me an extra $3,000. And I was like, we agreed $1,000. I was thinking of tipping you like $500. That's a 50% tip. Like, I feel like, yeah. And I was like, and he was like, well, now for accounts as big as yours, because he got me the 100,000 account back. I charge like $5,000 for that. And I was like, well, as you can see in our past correspondence, we agreed on $1,000. And that was the agreement. And it's been a year and you're just now getting it back. So you think you're entitled to more money? I don't think so. So I changed all the passwords to everything because he had my passwords because that's how he had to get my account back. And it turns out I blocked him on WhatsApp. I blocked him. So I was like, I'm so done with this person and their crap. I blocked his account and any account he followed or was following him because I was like, all his followers were like fake and I didn't trust it. I'm like, I don't trust this.
No, we're not doing that.
And then a couple of months later, he added me on a second account, same name, but with an underscore. And I knew who it was immediately. I was like, I know this person. I immediately blocked them. 24 hours later, that account was dead. Permanently dead. I cannot get it back. $100,000, 113,000 followers at that point. And then I had two backup accounts that were each 22 something thousand, and both of those were gone within 24 hours after that. He messaged me from another number on WhatsApp. He's like, I can get all your accounts back for you, but it's going to be $7,000. I was like, no, because you're the one who had me deleted. How? And I was thinking, like, how would you know within seconds of my account going down, seconds, I got a message from this guy that I needed help with it.
Maybe he like reached out to you because he had already done it.
Exactly. I was like, you are the reason my account is down. I wasn't born yesterday. So, and Instagram won't help you because they don't have real human beings unless you have like a lawyer involved, essentially. And so I was like, I'm done with Instagram. It's not worth it to me. Like, I can't keep crying over Instagram. That's the dumbest thing to cry over. So I just use Twitter now.
So what do you do for Instagram now? Do you keep it private or how do you manage that to where you don't have to deal with him?
I have a private account which I blocked him from. But not his bots because I'm like, it's thousands. Like I cannot, it's so soul sucking to go through.
It's just gonna come back for more.
I know. So I blocked him and I have a private account. It has like 200 followers on it. And then on the headline, it says like, follow my Twitter. Can't get me there. Cannot get me there. So.
Dang. And how long has this been going on?
Instagram terrorism.
That one.
It's been like a solid 3 years. Yeah. So,
Goodness.
yeah, I just
Did
can't.
Oh my gosh. Who was
No.
your biggest support system during all this?
Um, so for a long time, I would keep everything like a secret. The only person who knew was my partner. And now I've finally settled into like making friends, and I tell them right off, I'm like, this is what I do. And if you don't like it, then don't be my friend. I have a,
Cut to the chase.
I have a really good group of friends who I love, and I think they love me. I like to think they do.
I'm sure they do. I love you. I mean, I'm sure
Thank you, thank you. So I have a really great group of friends who are supportive, and they don't. Sometimes they ask questions, and I answer as honestly as I can. I mean,
that's all you can do.
that's all I can do. But they haven't. They're not scared yet.
There we go. Well, always time. So do you do premium content or just basic modeling, or what do you do with that?
I do basic modeling, but it kind of like turns into premium content. So I don't do what the definition of porn is. I don't. There's no penetration. Like, yeah, I don't. The legal definition of porn. I don't do porn, but I guess some people would say I do softcore porn.
I mean, you touching your legs is porn, so.
Yeah, God, touching my leg is pornographic. So if you're looking for a good time, like, I've taken a little bit of a hiatus on modeling photos. I have thousands of them that I haven't put out. So like I've been putting them out slowly over the last couple of years. I should start making new content. So tired. But I do premium content on my model friends, and that's all my professional like modeling content.
The good stuff.
Yeah, the good stuff. You want the good stuff.
OnlyFans?
I'm sorry?
Did you ever have OnlyFans, or was it
Yes.
just
I do have OnlyFans. It's a free account, and so you pay per view. I guess I attract those kind of people.
That's the money is though.
I mean, yeah. I do very well. I do very well. I'm slowly moving out of OnlyFans though, because I'm not going to talk poorly about another company. I just feel safer on another platform. So,
which is what?
My model friend, excuse me. My model friend.
Do you think that the business structure for My Model Friend is more aligned with your values than OnlyFans is?
Yes. A couple of reasons. Not just because I helped with it, but because that's not the only reason I love it. But there are faces to the business. I don't think there are faces to the business on OnlyFans. You're like, okay, who runs this? Who are you people? It's just a bunch of. I don't think I've heard a single female name in the background of OnlyFans once. And you know, there might be, and I just don't know. But on My Model Friend, it's a bunch of girls, obviously men as well, but a bunch of they looked to us for advice on how to make this a safe space for
and it's very important. I mean, coming from the experiences you've had or other models have had, and actually listening to the girls, the models, and taking what they say into consideration, I have not heard a platform do that in that industry at all.
I agree.
Well, as far as My Model Friend goes, and OnlyFans and Patreon and all your successfulness, what would you tell models on, like, maybe how to become as successful as you did? Or your advice to that, because you are very successful in what you do.
Collaborate as much as you can with other models, with photographers, as much as you can. But you have to give value to it. You can't, and that's hard. I don't know how to say it nicely. People aren't just looking for a pretty face anymore. They're looking for a personality. Talk to your fans and treat them like they're human beings. That's really the biggest thing.
I don't want to know your secrets because that's your trademark. But so you would say, to be more successful, be more personable with your fans, and
respond to your Instagram comments for like 20 minutes after you post or something, or go live on Instagram just to talk to your fans, or, you know, like when you're on your OnlyFans, sometimes people just want to say hi. And there are people who want to say hi just to see if you're a real person. And then there are time wasters. You're going to want to say hi to people. Show that you're a real human being.
So would you say that having a free subscription or a paid subscription and then going to the PPVs? Because my experience is having like a small subscription and then I saw all the money in the PPVs, truly.
Mm-hmm. So I used to do a small subscription and then send like 3 pay-per-views a week. And I was making like $4,000 to $6,000 a month. Literally the month I switched to a free OnlyFans with only pay-per-view like videos and DMs and stuff, I went up to 30,000. The day like literally it was like a light switch. It was crazy.
Oh my goodness.
So
get back on this.
That's my secret. So
that's why everybody's quitting their job and joining this.
I know.
I'm ready.
And I'm excited for my model friend.
I'm excited for my model friend to take into that space because it seems like OnlyFans was great and it was there, but they're having some issues and they didn't do it the legal way, perhaps. Yep. But it seems that my model friend will be able to step into that space accordingly and effectively. And I'm super
legally,
excited for that.
Safely. Yeah.
Yes, and it is a completely different business structure, and I can't wait for it.
Yes.
Well, this was amazing. It truly was. I know you are short on time, and you have to come back. I mean, I'm sure everybody wants to hear more traumatic experiences. I'm sure you said you got me. There's something I could learn from that. But I want to thank you for coming on today.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so fun.
Absolutely. I'll see you soon.
I'll talk to you soon. Bye.